Hello, hello. All right, guys, welcome back. So first off, the winner of yesterday's prize giveaway, which was the little bag that had a mood ring inside and also has a choker necklace, that is going to, hold on, I have to read, I have to read the individual's name again. Know Thyself Oracles with Linda J. All right, so Linda J, if you would reach out to me and let me know where in the world you'd like me to mail your prize to. If you look right there in the description box, you will see my email is listed. So just copy and paste that, send me a little email and tell me what address you would like me to mail your prize to, okay? I will respond back to you within 24 hours of getting an email from you. So if you did not hear back from me, please know it's because I didn't get something from you. So please do send it again in the event that were to happen, okay? Now, for today's prize giveaway, because this is the same bag as yesterday, I happen to have two of them, so still have the Support Your Local Coven. I just thought these were funny and cute for Halloween, even though I'm so not into witchcraft or anything like that. I don't believe in curses, spells, anything like that. But I do have a sense of humor. So I enjoy stuff like this when it's like the tongue in cheek and, when it's Halloween, right? So ghosts, ghouls, goblins, witches, wizards, all those things are so fun. But inside, the gifts are a little bit different. So we have one of the, well, it's a couple of oracle cards. I don't know what they are. No, they're cat oracle, or excuse me, cat tarot cards inside of like a galaxy cat card. And one of the tarot card necklaces, this one is enamel and it's actually like a dark purple moon oracle card. I keep wanting to say that instead of tarot cards. Sorry, I don't know why I'm insisting oracle is the word today. So yeah, if you would like to enter to win this one, you can just write grab bag. And then tomorrow I will let you guys know who the winner is. Don't forget to watch tomorrow's video so you'll know if you're a winner. On that note, I need to mention a couple of other quick details. By the way, I do these giveaways to thank my subscribers. So thank you guys, everyone who is subscribed. Thank you so much for giving this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for being a part of my world and bringing your awesome energy here. In honor of Halloween, since it's a festive day and it's the last day of the month, I'm going to be going live at some point in time tomorrow. So keep your notification bells turned on so you know when that happens. It will probably be somewhere in the earlier part of the day, like morning time into afternoon, somewhere there. It probably won't be late at night. That's what I'm thinking right now. It'll depend on my schedule tomorrow, though. And I'm going to be doing giveaways because what happens is at the end of a month, anyone that did not collect their prize, I just give them away again and I go live and do that. So if you have been entering to win and if you didn't perchance get to watch, certain bonus messages that came out, you might want to go ahead and go back through and check and see if you were the winner. So you still have a little bit of time to claim a prize because I think I have I think I have 4 that were never collected this month. So those will all be given away again tomorrow. And I may also do a couple of card pulls for subscribers as well. And I may throw in a couple of extra giveaways that you guys haven't seen or don't know about yet. So yeah, just a little Halloween party, but it will be a little earlier in the day because I imagine lots of people will be doing all kinds of stuff tomorrow later on in the evening. So now let's get into this story, shall we? I always start this out with something real that happened. So always something about my dog. Today is Sunday, and I slept in this morning for the first time and I don't even know how long. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I slept in till 10:15 this morning. Well, actually it was 10:19 if I'm going to be exact and honest. And my dog, Aries, he was just totally fine with it. He was asleep next to me and I reach over and I feel his furry little self. And I thought he's got to be annoyed that I'm not up yet. No, he wasn't even trying to boink me. Normally he'll touch my face or something with his snout. No, he was conked out himself. So it was just kind of a funny, wonderful thing. But yeah, it was fabulous. So I don't know if somebody is feeling more peaceful, but let's keep that in mind as we start this story. So we have Secret, Book of Shadows. Immediately what I get off of this is not necessarily secret, ooh, somebody's harboring things that they're not going to tell somebody else and that it's all this dark and, terrible things that are, skeletons in the closet, but rather, what are the things that we kind of keep buried even from ourselves, especially, during sleep time? Sometimes the subconscious works through things. I feel this is what are the things isn't that an 80s songs? I know the secrets that you keep, when you're talking in your sleep or something along those lines. I feel, oh, look at this. And we have tarot cards. Interesting guidance. So here's the thing. Is there something that someone's been trying to figure out? Our lead character's been trying to figure something out, and they've been, kind of racking their brain. Maybe it's something that is nagging in the back of somebody's mind going, I know I missed something. I know that there's something that I should contemplate. The fact that we have, imagery, and then we have a book, it's almost like there's a piece of knowledge, there's a piece of information, there's something else that I still feel like I'm trying to figure out. And someone might be doing this in the back of their mind, little things. Here's the way I would look at this card. Sure, someone could be, choosing to try to look into tarot cards. Personally, I'm a fictional storyteller. I don't give guidance. I'm not a psychic. I don't have that gift. There's nothing real that I can tell anybody about their life or tell them how to live. So I steer very clear of that very intentionally, because that's not something that I can do for anyone. But my interpretation is, when we look at little images of stuff, sometimes we look at something and it sparks an idea in the back of our mind. So I almost feel as if this is representing a character who is somewhere in their subconscious. They're still trying to figure something out. What they're trying to figure out, it's like lots of little things that they see could jog another piece of this memory, another piece of the puzzle. It's bringing things to the surface because it's like they're trying to solve a mystery, solve a puzzle. And so little things like that, like images, pictures, all kinds of like symbolism, things that they see in their daily life, those little details could start fitting themselves together and start to help them solve the mystery. So I'm going to ask, what is this mystery, right? I don't know if we're going to be able to sleuth this out, but what is the big mystery? We have a Page of Cups with the Fool, and we have the World card in the reverse. Okay, so here's the thing. So I have to give him, my fingers have to stay in place of this because he doesn't have all of his clothes on. So I just try to be discreet. The way I'm going to say this, and the way I see this, is the big mystery here could be that someone is wondering, like, why do I feel bad about something enough that I would want to say sorry when I walked out the door and mooned them on my way out? And yet, why can't I let this go? Like, I feel like somebody was like snubbing their nose, like intentionally being rude. I'm laughing, but it's not funny, right? It's rude. I think that they left with rude behavior. So why do I feel confused about, why do I feel like I need to apologize when I did something? I went off on this new direction, like, I don't care. I think this is nagging at somebody's subconscious. I think somebody is unaware of, why do I feel this way? Why do I feel like I should apologize? Why do I mean, come on, I was downright rude. I know I didn't show you what that Fool card really looks like. I just told you he doesn't have all of his clothes on, but he's mooning us on his way out the door. And I kind of think that somebody left in a really rude manner, and somewhere deep in the back of their mind, they know, I think they made an epic mistake here. The Magician. And as hard as they try to act like this isn't a problem, as scattered as their thoughts are, somehow, look at this. This is like a person that we see, even though this is just a scribble, we can see the outline of a person is here. So no matter how much I think our lead character has tried to manifest other things, and they have zigzagged like crazy, this is somebody who, I feel like this is a person who kind of left a situation like an absolute punk, rudely, class A jerk. Okay. And they were sure that they were never going to look back, and they were glad of the way they handled things in such a disrespectful manner. And then they went out and they tried to do anything and everything to not think of this. And yet every time they made another, thought of, I'll do this and then I'll do that. You know what? that you can, it's like somebody doodling and scribbling, and then their subconscious winds up still creating the image of that person, the one that they're really still trying to manifest, the very person they walked away from, the very person that they have done everything to run away. It's like all roads lead them right back around to thinking about this person, to the point where everything that they do keeps conjuring up the memory of this person. I mean, to the point where this could be like, you know, when I said that with that tarot card, like different images and things that spark their memory. It could be incredibly, look, we could look at each card as its own story, right? I could, whatever, I'll randomly grab a card and say, okay, we just got a high priestess, right? Now, this is not really part of this reading, but just for an example, I could tell an entire story about the high priestess, right? I could tell a whole big tale about who she is, a sensual individual. She's Pythia. She's the Oracle of Delphi, you know, got her messages from Apollo, from one of the gods, who then influenced some of the biggest names in history, Alexander the Great. But then who was she really? And we could delve into that. We could, you know, go on and on and on about just this one story. But even if we were telling just this one story, and maybe I should say that this is going to be a part of this character who left a situation so rudely, every one little action that they take in their life, think of it like they pull one card. Even so, this brings them back around, and maybe they think of, you know, they're like, oh, I'm going to go meet somebody else. They go out on a date with somebody new, and it turns out on a date with somebody new, they are very much reminded of, like, boy, I bet the person that I so rudely walked down on, I'll bet she would assess this person and say blah, blah, blah about them, because, man, she was always so good at being able to identify like character traits in people. It's like they can't help it, but they picked up influences and thought processes to the point where it's almost like whomever they walked away from so rudely, that person's kind of like voice or essence of them, or the way they think, the way they process information, somehow rubbed off on them to the point where that's in their head now too. Now, this looks like it's a deep level of intuition. It looks like no matter how many separate situations they try to continuously, you know, fill their life with, work things, you know, travel, just life in general, other people, you know, anything to take their mind off of the situation that they walked out on that they were so sure they never wanted back. It almost seems like every single situation, there's an essence of the person they walked away from so rudely that they find. And then if we were to really look at this, because it's like a whole, you know, and tarot spread here, it's almost like no matter what, the big picture brings them back to, oh my God, I missed that person that I was so rude to. Because no matter what else they try to manifest, the scribble still becomes this individual. This is truly who they keep manifesting. So no matter how far away they try to get from the person they rudely walked away from, and for the sake of keeping this simple, I'm going to refer to the person they walked away from as you, okay? So if this person walked away from you in a really hurtful, rude manner, man, they didn't walk away from you at all. Everything reminds them of you, everything. They can't figure out, why do I keep feeling like I'm supposed to apologize? Why do I keep feeling like I have like this emotion that is bonded to you? Why do I keep feeling like this isn't over? Why do I keep actually manifesting thoughts of you when I mooned you on my way out the door? You know, the equivalent of that, right? The like a spiritual mooning. Okay. I think this person is puzzled, but I think it's because somewhere, some way, it's almost like they already know what you think of them. We'll get there in just a minute. So we're going to, even though I never randomly pull a card ever, I always shuffle. And I wasn't even using this deck. That's why I just randomly reached across and grabbed whatever deck was handy. For a display, for an example, and now that's actually a part of this story, because I feel like something about you is deeply intuitive, and it's like they can't stop thinking about what would you think about what I'm doing. Why can't I stop thinking about what would you be thinking of me right now? So it's almost like this person's on this like crazy hamster wheel of thought process. I'm going to run away from you. But then I wonder what you'd think of what I'm doing right now. Oh no, I'm going to do this and not think of you. But I know that this reminds me of you. And it's just like round and round and round. We got a 6 of Cups. And we got a 10 of Cups in the reverse. Wow. And if you look at this, is that imagery not like so poignant, right? So no matter what else they try to give to, is never going to be the right thing. They're never going to get the satisfaction that they're looking for, because look at the part of them that is actually controlling this. It's this little goblin who sits on their shoulders. It's not even them making the good decisions. It's the same jerk energy that made them moon somebody on their way out the door. The same jerk energy. Look, when our jerk self, and we all have a jerk self, right? I have a massive jerk self that lives within me. Let me tell you, we could call this our ego. We could call this our ill temper. We could call this, our arrogance, whatever. But that's the jerk self. That's the goblin. When we let our goblin be the one who says, you know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead and moon this person and walk out the door. And then I'm going to go give to all these other situations. But they're choosing situations to give to, like all the while thinking, see, I could have given all this to you, but instead I'm going to give these presents to these kind of confused individuals, right? One person wants it. The other person's a little confused. Like, why is this goblin giving me a necklace? I don't know. This person could be strangely generous with others. And not like in romantic senses, like going out to wine and dine other people, all the while thinking, see, I could have taken you out to this fancy dinner, but instead I'm going to take somebody else. No, this is like even more awkward than that. This goblin is literally giving like money, time, and energy, and they're not even happy to be doing it, but they're giving all that away to others instead of giving to the person that they want to give it to. And that is, it's like, again, everything that they do is to like one up the person that they say they don't want to be with, but it's a person they can't stop thinking about. It's a person that they actually do want to give to, but because their little ego, arrogant goblin thing is in control, they're intentionally pouring energy, possibly even like ridiculous amounts of energy and money, and giving it away to others, all the while thinking that they're snubbing you. This person is making some really ridiculous choices right now. I'm trying really hard not to laugh, because this is like a mean little kid who's in a bad mood. And so they're like, I'm not going to play with you, but I'm going to give my toy to this other kid who I don't actually even like playing with, but I'm going to give him this toy because I know you liked this toy of mine. But because I'm mad at you, I'm going to make sure that you get to watch me give it away to somebody else. The only thing is, they don't realize we're not over here watching them do anything. It's all them playing this out, fighting themselves, creating all this drama in their own heads. It's not, nobody's here observing them from what I can tell. This is all playing out in their head. Everything from the rude way they walked away and then didn't actually get very far, to the choices that they're making. None of this is making them happy. Trying to one up someone who's not even around, someone who's, I don't know why this person's in like weird competition to one up somebody, or to intentionally think, see, I'm going to give all this to other people instead of to you. But they don't seem to understand that the only person that they're making unhappy is themselves. I don't think we're sitting over here crying because they're not giving to us. This 10 of Cups, here's the thing. If we were to see this card in the upright, which we didn't, it's in the reverse, but this would have been like a dream come true. This would have been, it's almost like our energy would have been, I'm sorry, I'm saying our, because we don't have any cards to define who these characters are right now. So I have to choose a way to, like, language that will help us to figure out which character I'm referring to, right? I mean, I guess I could call this the moon person, like whatever, Bob or something, or Betty, but I don't like to give like names for no reason. So I'll just keep referring to them as the mooner, the person in the bad attitude with the goblin on their shoulders. And then I'm going to refer to us as this person. Like if we were really their happiness, if you were really their happiness, it would have been like, it's almost like if they would just let you in, you could kind of save them from this misery. Because this person is like, aging. They're laying in this bed, unable to sleep. I even feel like they may have a lot of dreams, like really good dreams about how wonderful it would be if, but they like want you to come in and save them. Well, that's not going to happen because right now they're not helping themselves at all. They're giving for all the wrong reasons to all the wrong places in life. So they're not going to even create an energetic window for you to come into their world. I feel like this person, I don't know, this is a very petulant child, angry kid attitude instead of a grown-up attitude. And every single thing, they know subconsciously, I'm making all the wrong decisions, but it's like this person can't put their finger on what is it that I'm doing wrong. I know that I feel like I can't let something go. I know I'm super frustrated about it. I think this is like a kid who really would give anything to have like somebody wrap their arms around them and just give them a hug. But I think this is this isn't a kid, right? This is an adult. And it's somebody whose arrogance, I guess, is what it is so off the charts that the very thing they want more than anything is a thing that they keep insisting they don't want. But subconsciously, they can't escape it. So let's talk about, okay, so we're going to refer to this as you. Okay, so the high priestess. Let's talk about that high priestess who seems to be off here in the distance, sensing that I guess this person is probably making a bunch of bad choices right now. I don't have direct contact with them, but I just intuitively know that they're an angry little kid right now acting like a fool because they acted like a fool when they walked out that door and mooned me. And in that attitude, I guarantee you that they are probably continuing on in that attitude, because that's a vibe I get. It's like she already knows this, right? It's like you already know that's probably the energy this person is in right now. How you know? Well, probably just because, as they say, past behavior is a good predictor of future behavior. So it's like, oh, I'm pretty sure since they haven't come back in to apologize for that mooning, they probably are still in that vibe. So interestingly enough, now finally we have a name for somebody, right? We have a Queen of Cups, or we could still say the High Priestess. Either way, we're looking at pretty strong feminine energy. Now, this does not have to be a feminine. It could be a masculine just as well. But let me put it this way. You seem to be sitting in a very benevolent energy, actually really loving energy, a really soft energy, an energy where emotionally you're able to, like, just because you have an emotional intelligence, to kind of guess probably what's going on. You may not have any of the facts, but you're like, well, if they mooned me on their way out the door and they haven't yet come back in to apologize, it's probably because they're still struggling with that attitude issue they've got right now. This could be, since I've referred to them so many times as like a bratty kid, maybe this is an argument between like a parent and their child. We double down on the High Priestess. We've got it 2 times. Okay, so we most definitely have a very strong, intuitive, empathic character that is describing you, whoever you may be. And these are always fictional stories. So please know I'm not really talking about you, the listener. I'm talking about you as in whomever the other character may be. But we have a confident name for her now, which is the High Priestess. We're not even going to call her the Queen of Cups. She's the High Priestess. When we get it twice like that out of 2 different decks, both on the upright, we don't have an argument on this, right? And the fact that she has a double dose of this level of deep intuition, deep knowledge, and she's sitting here really loving and really soft. She's actually increasing her intuitive abilities right now, which I find really intriguing. Wow, we have the Lovers and we have the Hanged Man. So in her mind, she's like, I know that you're holding on to me. And I also know that for whatever reason, you are martyring everything. This is like her thought process toward whomever this individual is who behaves so badly and is out there right now still resisting and insisting that they're not coming back in to say sorry, even though that's like the thing that sits at the forefront of their mind all the time. She says, I know that you hold on to me. I can feel it. I also know that for whatever reason, you're like punishing yourself. You don't sleep at night anymore. This is whole process of you being so ill-tempered is aging you, but you want to suffer. You want to put yourself in those flames and be uncomfortable and feel guilty about how you treated me and feel like you're a jerk, because you were a jerk, but you actually want to sit there and stew in that while still holding on to me energetically. You know, we got Gemini, we got Pisces, a lot through here, a little Virgo mixed in, a little Cancer mixed in with that High Priestess. Got water energy in general with that Queen of Cups. Got the Death card in the reverse now too, Scorpio. She says, I know that this isn't over is the craziest part. I absolutely know that this isn't over. And she's not actually even mad at them. It's almost like she feels more like, man, are they ever making life hard for themselves? That's got to be an unpleasant place to be. To sit there in the flames and to hold on to me and dream of me every night. It sucks to be them right now, especially when this isn't over. I know we're going to wind up talking again. How does she know this? How does she know this? I'm just intrigued by this. How does she know this? We have got the Empress, the Ten of Wands, and the Star. She knows this because she is. So let me put it this way. The High Priestess to me is like the magical version of the Empress. The Empress is a 3D version. The High Priestess is the 5D magical version. She is coming out basically as an Empress in both energy flows, in the 5D realm and in the 3D. She has laid down the burden of everything that happened and healed from it, and actually is in this place where it's like, how do I say this? She understands like the fundamentals of this person because she understands the fundamentals of herself. She doesn't feel like, oh, that person disrespected me. How dare they? I'm so upset with them. They better not come back toward me. She's actually in this place where it's like that whole stuff that happened, everything, the way they behaved, all of that is just like, that's so lower vibrational and it's so not what I am. And the thing is, I already know that they know that I'm more than that. So I even know that they didn't even mean that. That was them having a temper tantrum that was probably caused by a bunch of other things. Maybe the fact that they needed to level up and they felt scared because they weren't anywhere close to being able to level up yet. Maybe their reaction was to act like they didn't want something, mostly because they were afraid they couldn't have it. They were afraid they wouldn't be able to measure up, or that this wouldn't be there. So they push it away and act like they don't want it. It's like she just kind of gets it. She just kind of understands why they behaved the way they did. And it doesn't impact her because it's like, I let go of whatever hurt they had caused me over it and healed a long time ago. She also has had a lot of blessings in her life, possibly in this span of time. Maybe that's the other reason she is aware of like, kind of like what is going on. Because she's like, well, my life has leveled up so much. I've got blessing after blessing. I'm in the best place I've ever been in my life. And it's allowing me to look at behaviors with a lot more like benevolence, because I'm seeing everything from a place where I'm not in a state of lack. I'm not in a place where I think I'm not enough. I'm not in a place where I'm having any, like low self-esteem. And so because of that, I can actually maybe more clearly identify signs of other people that are wrestling with, their insecurities, because I got beyond mine. So it's really, it's almost like, let's put it this way. The difference between like, if you can read music fluently, like you can immediately probably spot people that are, fledgling musicians, where they're looking at, they don't know the time signatures yet, and they don't really know the notes really well, but you could read it and you would know instantly. You would know exactly where their little mistakes are. You would see all of it because you can read music fluently. And this beginner is, it could be like they're doing a good job, but it still is like there's none of the They don't really have the nuances of what makes like a fabulous musician, because they're just not there yet. And I feel like that's the best way to describe where she's at mentally, emotionally. That's why she's able to see this and see their behavior, because it's like, I can read the music fluently now. That might have happened to her throughout the span of time, like after they mooned her and walked out the door. That might have been something that kind of like triggered her to kind of get that final couple pieces of the 3D self-worth intact. She might have always been pretty 5D, like really energetic, really empathic, but then she turned that into something more tangible, into like lessons, into like it bettered her 3D version of herself. So she's really confident at this point. Let's go back over to them for just a minute. And I'm trying really hard not to make this a super long one, but it is kind of a fascinating story. There we go. I was going to say, no, I know in my mind's eye, I know exactly what deck I want, but I didn't know where it was. Tell me just a little bit more about them in general, like kind of in what do they want? The Hermit in the reverse, surprise, surprise. They want desperately to talk. They don't know how to start though. Page of Pentacles in the reverse, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. All they want is to not be out here alone anymore. Because I think that this person, if they have tried to create bonds with other people, it left them, it's almost like, how do they bond with somebody else when they actually still had been bonded to her? You know, like I said, they're out there, like their goblin is giving like necklaces to some dude who's standing there semi-puzzled, like, okay, that's rad, man, but why are you, I don't know that I want to accept this necklace, because it's like, did you mean to give that? Are you wishing that you could give that to somebody other than me? Now this person is like, yes, give me whatever jewelry you have, I'll accept it. But this person's kind of like, I'm a little confused. Why are you giving me a necklace? Because I feel like this person, again, either the love, the feeling, the emotions, the things that they wish that they could be giving to her, they're like, again, out of like this weird punishment thing, they're trying to give it to other people, but it's coming across as awkward, because their mind is still focused on, I wanted to give this to her, but I'm not talking to her, so I'll give all this to somebody else. And the other person's like, I don't know why you're doing this. Like, this is not even a present I would want. It's a funny message. But it's a funny card. Like, I don't know how else to explain that. This person wants desperately to actually talk to the individual, to not be silent anymore, to not keep doing this anymore, but they don't know how to go about that. And it's probably because, look, the Hermit, that Virgo card, that's supposed to be this deep inner, like learning and this journey. But this person, I don't know that they've actually finished that journey. They just want to be done with it now. They want to talk. They don't want to be silent anymore, but they're not lifting a finger to make that happen at the moment. Meanwhile, she's over here going, what's that Pitbull song? I Know You Want Me. We got a Page of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, they can't bring themselves to say sorry. We still have them sitting here, and it is becoming they're starting to identify what a huge regret this is, that they acted a fool. We get the Moon in the reverse. Yeah, it's definitely becoming pretty clear. This person is not loving on themselves very much at all at the moment, and they're going to need to get into that with the Temperance card. This person, it's becoming really clear. I think that they're starting to even understand why they behaved the way they did. And I think that they realize they reacted to her or him, whomever the Empress is, whomever the High Priestess is. By the way, we had Libra Taurus there also, right, with the Empress on that High Priestess's side. And we had Aquarius with the Star card. But I feel as if this person is like, they've become aware with that Pisces moon. By the way, we got Virgo here also, and now Sag. Do we have anything else? No, that was it. They're becoming aware that they've, just because they want to talk, they don't know how to reach out. They don't even think that they could at this point, maybe because they behaved so badly. There's a lot of regrets here, and they're becoming aware of it. They're also aware of how, I keep saying that they're aware of maybe how unhappy they are at this point in time. this Sag energy, I think that this is their wish. It's like, you know, sometimes somebody has to basically like temper tantrum out. And I feel like that's what this has been, some huge adult temper tantrum. And now they're almost to the point where like, now I'm sleepy, you know, and they're about to, that's what that temperance card is for me. Like they're running out of gas. They're, you know, their little sugar high that made them, you know, like totally all over the place. That is, they're losing steam. We got a 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, it's becoming pretty clear. I think this person knows now, as they're settling down, as they don't want to moon anybody anymore, as they're recognizing that they've been trying to give all over the place. Wow. We got an Emperor in the reverse. This person is about to have a coming to Jesus moment, be like, I've been a class A jerk. This is a class A jerk. Now, this is, I'm not ragging on guys in this. This could be a woman just as easily, but this is a classical male archetype. Most importantly, though, what I care about, because this could be a same-sex couple just as easily. This could be swapped gender roles just as easily, because we only talk about energy, not genders. But we do have what should be a beautifully matched pair. And this person, here's what I like. This person who has had a temper tantrum, who has possibly had a temper tantrum that went on for quite a while. This isn't like one temper tantrum. This could have been like, I'm going to stay tantrum mode for like months, weeks, years, whatever. It's just now that they're running out of juice, they're running out of that sugar high that fueled the temper tantrum, and they're sleepy now. They need to nap. It's becoming clear that, wow, I was on like a serious, like, just attitude. This person knows unequivocally right now. They know that this is going to sound very rude and very one-sided, but it's like, I was the problem. Like that's, my behavior was totally unacceptable. Like, I didn't act like an emperor. I just feel like that's the coming to Jesus moment there. We got the Strength card. We got the Page of Wands. That's actually, you know, when somebody can get to the point where they go, oh my God, what did I do? Why have I been like this? And they can say, they can reflect. I think that's huge. I think that's a major, like, okay, this person is like, they're finding that inner strength to be able to look at something and say, I messed up. Like, I got mad. I got rude. I turned into, you know, just a bratty toddler. And now I can see that. And they're owning it is the crazy part. Instead of them running from it, they're actually owning it. And I think it's because they got to the point where they finally said, I don't want to keep staying in silence, but how do I reach out? And they were like, I don't even know how to open up conversation. Wait a second. Why do I not know how to open up conversation? Well, is there even an apology that I could make? Like, this just feels like I messed this up so damn bad. This feels like I trashed this. And now I'm realizing how unhappy I am with the choices that I made. I mooned that person and walked out the door. And then I went and I tried to ignore them and give to others and, you know, one up them and give my energy to anyone but them on purpose, all the while wishing it was them I was giving to. But I did it to spite them, but I only spited myself. This person is getting to that place where they're very aware of their own behavior. Okay, so our toddler is growing up. This is awesome. This is awesome. Where might that take our toddler? And it's not fair. I shouldn't refer to them as that anymore, right? Because they just made the jump. We just saw that. And who hasn't acted a fool at some point and then looked back and been like, oh my gosh, I was in such a mood and I was blah, 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 blah. And then we sit down after like whatever that, you know, ill-tempered energy is, once we finally like calm down and we go, I was such a jerk to that person, when really maybe I was stressed out over 50 other things and I was feeling not good enough. And then I just totally balled it up and I dumped it on one person. And in this case, it was a person that they most either wanted to impress, wanted to be with. And that's the person that they made their target, is what it looks like for the temper tantrum. So where are they? What might come of this? We do have the Star, which is fabulous in the upright. Okay. So I don't know if they're going to heal their own energy right now, or if they want to reach out and heal things with their Empress. But Aquarian energy there. We got a 5 of Wands in the reverse. This person is not, they're not blocking anything. They're not trying to act like, well, part of it was your fault. This person, check it out. we got some strong cards here. They're changing everything. This person, like, somehow or other, they finally are hitting that place where they realize my attitude is what got me to where I am today. My attitude. I made those choices. I said those rude things. I insisted I would, mouth off and I would give to others and not give to you, nana, nana, nana. And all that did is put me where I am today. And I hate where I am today because I pushed away the person I wanted. I ran from them. In fact, I was rude to them so that they wouldn't be around me. And now here I am, not around you. And that's all that I want is to be around you. This person is having a major, major like overhaul of themselves. The Chariot, the 2 of Wands in the reverse. This person knows exactly what path they want to be on now. This is an epic story of somebody who is finding what they want to be, who they want to be, what's important to them. After, look at that in the sun. A lot of major arcana in this, like serious life alterations, right? So we got Leo, we got Cancer, we had Aries. What else did we have over here? Aquarius. This is an individual who sees clearly now, especially when we have the star. They had the moon, they had the star, and they had the sun. This is maybe this person was late to mature, but they finally are getting there. They finally are getting there. I don't know what. Let's briefly just say, what was it that made this person behave so poorly in the beginning? Because I never saw the reason for that. I do want to wrap this one up. It's really long, but I can't help but ask that question. The Lovers. What made this person behave so poorly? And this is a really disjointed card. I almost feel like, because we have this person who's like in kind of like a straitjacket, right? And they're staring up here at this balloon, like the balloon is taunting them. I almost wonder, was somebody like thinking that someone laughed at them? Like, you made fun of me and that's why I got mad at you. But I think that this was a totally like not how it was at all, because it was a balloon. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was laughing at them at all. They mistook some smiley face on a balloon. Maybe this was all a weird get back because they felt like they had been mocked. Maybe it was a bad memory of somebody did make a fool of them once upon a time in their life, because we do have this other person who's kind of half hidden here, whose mouth is also covered. I don't think that this was ever like, oh, I can't decide who I want. Do I want you or them? And I don't think that this is like they thought you had a choice between them and someone else. I think this is a weird situation where this person was all tied up in still thinking that someone who made fun of them and hurt them once a long time ago, someone who laughed at them, I feel like they punished you for the way someone behaved toward them, and they decided, like, for whatever reason, they misinterpreted something. I don't really understand why somebody would punish a total like different person because they had been made fun of or embarrassed or something by a former partner, unless it was such a tremendous misunderstanding that this person really thought, you're making fun of me too, just like that other person. You're just going to mess with me. So I'm going to basically beat you to the punch and be super rude to you. Like, that's what this looks like, which is a very strange message, but there's definitely something from the past, somebody that they don't even talk to. It's not like there was a choice between lovers, because this person has their mouth totally covered. And it's the balloon that is the important part on this card. So I got to say, this was a very, maybe since I've referred to this so many times in this storyline, like it was, a kid's behavior, maybe this was even like, they got scarred by like their first big love, you know, when they were young. And ever since then, it's like they're guarded, and they always think that someone that they really care about will make fun of them or hurt them the way whomever that first love of their life did. And if they've held that, and that's become like this big fear, and then they mistakenly thought that that was going to happen again, and so they reacted, because they reacted in a childish way, like really unresolved stuff from a long, long, long time ago. The reaction seemed to be so over the top, and so I'm going to say incorrect for who they were dealing with, because they've been dealing with an empress, they've been dealing with a high priestess, you know, 2 times, and a queen of cups. That's a really loving, understanding person. So I'm wondering if all along it was like, yeah, all I can say is I understand this person has like some very old, deep-seated issues, because they were lashing out at me like I was somebody else, but I'm not the one who ever was mean to them. So I know that that must have come from something else. That's like an old trauma. It's something that they weren't able to comprehend, that I didn't do something mean to them, that was someone else. I feel like she's been able to understand this all along and say, it wasn't me who hurt them, but they sure did try to punish me for it. And I'm aware of that. And someday they'll be aware of it too. So kind of an interesting dynamic. Like, I'm not sure. Look, I don't read stories about like abuse and stuff, but this person was definitely rude and had a temper tantrum. And so all I can say is whatever she wants to do, in accepting this person, not accepting this person, whatever it may be, it is up to her. I just think that the major component was this person has a breakthrough. And you know what? Maybe everyone can identify with some traits in both of those characters from time to time. Like sometimes we're really understanding and we've like evolved beyond it. We're like, wow, I can totally see that person is having a total meltdown today because of stuff that they're insecure about, and it is not actually me, but I'm just getting the brunt of it. And then other times, sometimes maybe we're the ones who've had a meltdown, and we learn, and then we think back and we go, oh my God, I can't believe I just acted like that. So that's how I would interpret this. If I were going to say what's the big takeaway message, it's that maybe sometimes we're going to be each of those characters, and it's like trying to become more aware of when we're playing one role or the other. I don't know, but that's how I would walk away from this one. All right, you guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. I know this is a big story, a lengthy one, but thank you guys, those of you who are still with me on this one, and take care. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Halloween. And if you're seeing this tonight, October the 30th, I will actually still be putting out a whole bunch of the Zodiac videos tonight. Okay, so I'll see some of you there as well. Bye.